Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talked to Tim about his new gig with Rush Creek Distilling. My name is Justine Mays. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Joe Ferrara, Tim Swyatt, and Kathy Cool.
Hey gang, what's up?
Hey everybody.
Hey, so yeah, we're going to be talking about Rush Creek today and what Tim's doing for them. It sounds interesting, so we'll get to a little bit more details from him. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, I got a question for you guys. Normally, every celebrity brand reaches out and because they have a PR person and they want to get on. I just ignore them for the most part. But I got one today and I thought it was just interesting enough. So 2026 inductee into the Football Hall of Fame, Jared Allen. So he's the football guy who used to rope. He'd act like he was roping the calf's legs when he'd get a sack. I always liked that guy. So I always was a fan. And I got it. I was like, well, while I like him, I can't do that. But then I looked. It's his product is a well-aged, and I forget the age. It's like 12 or 13 years old. Kentucky. It's a blend of Kentucky and Indiana, and it's like 8-year-old Indiana too. So it's not young stuff. It's not cheap whiskey. Presented at cask strength, and Middle West is involved in this. And I thought, this really ticks the boxes of somebody who is at least giving it a try. So I responded back and said, hey, we don't have celebrity brands on here with very few exceptions. This might be on track based on some of the things that I saw as I researched it, but you're going to have to send me a sample of it. I won't have it on blind without trying it. And I got a message back saying, thank you for that. We're going to talk to the team here and decide, did I do the right thing, or should I have just been like, we'll give it a chance because Jared Allen's going to come on and promote the brand, or should I be more guarded about my brand, because that's what I am. I'm guarded about my brand. Mm-hmm. Right? I think that's important.
I think offering to give it a taste is quite generous.
Yeah.
No,
definitely.
I think you did the right thing.
Yeah, rather than just be like, well, it's an opportunity to get a celebrity on and whatever. I was like, that's nice, because like I said, I always liked that guy, but I don't want to have him on if it's not going to live up to the standards that we represent. So yeah, that's why I sent that note, and we'll see what happens. We'll see. So.
Good move.
That's a very good move. You're protecting the brand, and you're you're protecting your integrity too as well, because there's a number of celebrity brands, if you do the work behind the scenes, they're actually run by the distiller, or the blender is really doing great work.
Right.
You get like 3-chord, or even, I think the prototypical one that we've talked about before is Brothers Bond. Mm-hmm. When you have the person who's doing it, it's not necessarily enacted anymore. They're actually really into the whiskey, and they're actually doing it.
Right.
So you kind of keep that bar high, and yeah, fine. I'm more than happy to, but I got to taste it first to make sure before it makes sense.
Yeah. I think you should be, from my perspective of them, I think they should they should question someone who just says, "Hey," and it's a brand I never heard of. I think it was Ride On or something like that. I don't actually remember the name of it, but it's something like that. Ride On. I feel like they should be skeptical of someone who just says, "Yeah, sure, we'll book them." Because, are they? I care about the whiskey. That's really what our show's about. It's not about talking about a guy's football career, which we'd certainly get into a little bit. But so I think that's why you got to do those type of things.
It could be very embarrassing if you taste it on the show, and it sucks.
Right.
Yeah, we're not going to say that it sucks on the show.
Dice.
Right. Yeah. Tumble dice. Yes. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if it works out. I have no idea. They might have sent out enough of those, and they may be like, we've got enough people that are willing to just bring us on without doing that. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. I think the right move for them would also be like, I think we should send them.
I think it would speak to their integrity.
Right.
And yours.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and TBD at this point. That's all I know. Probably won't hear anything until next week, I don't think, because this is Friday when we're recording this. I doubt there's going to be a weekend thing from a PR person. Typically, they're Monday through Friday, folks.
But if there is a weekend response back, that does say something.
That's true. So, yeah, it could be it could be a big deal for them. I mean, I always look at, the opportunity to come on the Bourbon Show, which introduces you to a lot of bourbon fans, but heck, they could end up coming on the Flagship Whiskey thing with Tim. That gets you to other fans, and opportunity to get it, whiskey to lips in those type of events through the masses. And then, I've got a store. If we like it enough, we might be willing to, bring it into the store. So. We'll see. I didn't pitch on any of that stuff, though. I just want to see if they're willing to do it based on just, hey, I got to try it first. So we'll see. All right. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? We'll start with Tim. Let's see what he's got. He won the last one.
All right. I've got I drink all my normal branded stuff, but I've got a bottle of one of our curated single barrels called Center Cut.
Okay.
So this one is this one was, I think, a 51% rye. So, 1 second, get my McNew settings up. Slide on the set. Nothing.
Well, that was loud for us because you were so loud.
Gain was way up.
Yeah. Well, how did this finally happen where you figured this out? We've been bugging you about this for years. Why does one guy say you need to get this fixed and suddenly you get it done?
Part of it was my own shtick.
He was doing a bit, Steve.
He was doing a bit. Okay.
Part of it was a bit. The other part of it is figuring out the Zoom settings finally after an update and being able to adjust the microphone input volume. Number 2. Number 3 was a brand new laptop that is built for multimedia and gaming and everything. So,
guy spends like $5,700 so he can
for a pork pop.
There was a lot of investment made to make sure that something is audible. That is for damn sure.
Number 4 is having internet that doesn't kick you off the network.
True.
This is true. Yes.
You
Also,
do have a lot of network problems. Yeah.
I've done all of that. And it all started with me spilling a glass of 10th Mountain single malt all over my prior laptop, which put all this in motion.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Joe, you're up next. What do you got?
I've got a bottle of Redline Single Barrel Experimental Cask Series.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Macy, not enough. Tim's got the lead. Justine's next. Justine, what do you got?
I have Stolen Wolf single barrel.
Okay. No, not a lot there. Not a lot going on there. KK, you're next up.
Okay, I'm going to go for the win. I'm pulling out my Willershine bourbon. It's pretty full.
Yeah.
See what it can do.
Okay.
So many fouls.
Yeah, a lot of squeaking there. I'm going to say Tim still has it. I've got Peerless here. Strawberry Shortcake, gift shop pick.
Ooh.
Those are always fun. They do. I still think they probably do the best job at gift shop picks. I think they do. So let's see what we got here.
There it is.
It's
That was
yours.
clean. That was clean. Man, there you go. So there's a winner. Cheers to me, gang.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Tim's new gig. He's working with Rush Creek Distilling. What does all that mean? We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
It's JP Knobloch. I have nice hair. On the ABV Bourbon Daily Show.
Welcome back. Today on the show, we are talking about Tim's new gig with Rush Creek Distilling.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So, Tim, tell us a little bit about this and how it came about and all that kind of good stuff.
Sure. So first off, we had Rush Creek on the January 24 flagship whiskey event, which that was the first real introduction. I've been reaching out to them for a while. They finally bid on it, took a chance on us. So they sent us in a submission, and then ironically, I have work out in Rockford, Illinois, and then they're also somewhat on the way and not necessarily too far out of the way. So then I started stopping by the distillery and got introduced. You know, they were happy to be on the event. They were really impressed with the event and the connections that they had. And Macaulay Minton was on their event too. So that was they're like, holy God, you know, I need to meet that guy in person. So we got to set that up. So, they're like, you really know these people? Oh yeah. He was Macaulay's was an absolute gem on that show. So
Macaulay is a character. He called me the other night. It's like 9 o'clock at night, so 10 o'clock his time. Just randomly says, "Colonel." Yeah, I said yes. He's like, "It's the other Colonel." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "I gotta come on." I'm like, "What?" "I gotta come on." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I gotta come on the show again." "The bourbon show?" He's like, "Yeah." Just randomly. No reason, no. You know, it was like a Wednesday night. You know, at 9 o'clock. It's just in his mind.
You got news to share.
I gotta come on the show. So I was like,
got news to share.
And I was like, I'll share some dates with you coming up. So yeah.
I've been trying to get him for our 420 event for like the last month and a half, and it just ironically be perfect if he joined my last spot on 420. But I digress. Maybe he'll finally see a text if I send it to him enough.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so funny. But so I was visiting the distillery, and then we went up there. I went up there a couple times, and they took me back and started tasting through some single barrels. And I started giving them some notes and some feedback, this, that, and the other. I had a whole tour of the whole place. that was a real formal introduction where they took me through the whole process, and we just started, hanging out. So then it came up in the fall, this past fall in 25. They reached out to have me come up and help them select their 8-year anniversary barrel, which I won a spot through one of the contests they had of creating some humor in less than 20 words about how you love whiskey or something like that. So I ended up getting selected for that. I helped them out with that, and they're like, okay, we should do more with this. So then Mark, one of the brothers, came up with this idea of this curated barrel program, which he wants to select single barrels and only have an experience that you have to go through this program. That's the only chance you're going to get to taste some of these unique barrels outside of their standard products. That's the only way that you can purchase out of these barrels. So the program has evolved into we selected 22 single barrels. We're going to rotate 6 about every couple months, and then folks will come in. They go through the event. It's a 2-hour event, so I have to come up with 2 hours of content, which is right up my alley, and tasting through 6 single barrels. It's not like any other tour you're on, because we don't tell you what you're tasting. We don't tell you the proof. We don't tell you the mash bill. We don't tell you pot or column still. We don't tell you anything about it. It's a matter about if you like it or not. So they have their tasting notes. They go through that. We kind of work through how to nose and taste whiskey. We have some education that's part of it through each one of them. And then we have a big reveal at the end where we get to guess who's closest to proof, who's closest to mash bill, and the ones who's close to either one of those ends up getting a T-shirt out of the deal. So there's some fun stuff behind the scenes. But then they also get to select if they want to buy. We've been able to work it out, and we've been able to work it out with the paperwork. If you want that single barrel, you can buy the whole barrel. You can buy a half a barrel, a quarter, an eighth, or down to a bottle. So that's kind of unique, especially in Illinois.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, and you've done one of these already, right?
Correct. We did one. We sold out. I have another one here. Ironically, tomorrow on Valentine's Day, we have a Valentine's Day event for that. But then we are booked solid. So we have a couple spots left at some of the later events. We're trying to do this only maybe 1 to 2 times a month, because it does take a lot to have the staff on hand to be able to be ready to bottle stuff and make sure we have stuff ready and labels ready. They also offer, if a group wants something, we also do a custom label for them too, which they can come back and pick up the bottles once the labels are done. So it's a pretty unique program that they can single barrel themselves, private label brand themselves, or use our branding that we put together. Yeah,
they do a good job with the private labeling stuff too. They showed me one of the ones, some Owl Tavern looking one or something. Looked awesome. Yeah, really great design for sure.
No, they're not sparing any expense on some of this, because they realize that shelf space is important, and sure as hell better look nice. Yeah. And then, of course, the whiskey in the glass better be unique and tell a different story each time, and that's what we're doing.
That's what you got going on. Okay. Yeah, very
cool.
How
much does this experience cost?
$45 a person for the experience. And the bottles are going to range by basically proof of alcohol. So there's no real set price on these that are outside of the proof that's there. So we're tasting anywhere. We're tasting 6 different. Well, I say you're tasting 2 bourbon mash bills, you're tasting 2 rye mash bills, and 2 experimentals. So the 2 bourbons, the wheat and the rye mash bill, and the 2 rye mash bills are on the shelf that you can find in their standard offering. But these are at cask strength single barrels. So once they're gone, they're gone. The other 2 are experimentals that you will not find on the shelf. So these are things they've been playing around with. One may or may not be a wheat whiskey. One may or may not be a double barrel. One may or may not be a single malt. So all depends on what's selected for that day and what we're ranging through. But the fun part about it is the ones we're serving right now, the ones we're tasting through right now, range from 126 to 146. And 3 of those are over 140. And the guesses from the participants in the warm-up event and then the live event that we've done, we're all below 110.
Okay.
So these things are really something special that we've identified. And what's been fun working with the brothers too is creating names for each of the single barrels, which is not as easy as people think they can do it. But once you have a connection with that barrel and you see it, you tie it to the tasting notes, it's something else.
Yeah. So, Tim, can participants buy any of the 6 barrels that they're tasting, or are they limited to just one that they've got there? How does that work?
Nope, they can buy from any of the barrels.
Okay.
So if you like
that's a good deal.
6. Yeah, if you like only one of them, and that's the goal, is that you find at least one that told a story that may have touched you, maybe even flirted with you. That hey, listen, this one's not too bad. I want to take this one home. and
Right.
tell the story to other people because, well, like I said, once these are gone, they're gone.
Okay. Yeah.
But they're rotating through them because they're not offering them ever
Correct.
bottled on the shelf.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Sounds fun, man. How can people get involved in that, Tim? Before we get into our individual plugs, let's talk about plugging this event. I'm hearing this. I happen to be in the Chicagoland area coming up. That lines up when this is going to happen. How can I attend one of these events?
Yep. So first off, go follow Rush Creek Distilling on Instagram and Facebook. You'll see all the events that they're hosting there from all the time. They have food trucks, live bands coming in. So in this curated tour, we only post the dates on the website, or if you'll see the dates through social media, we'll post what dates are left, if they're sold out or not. But if you can sign up for these events at rushcreekdistilling.com, go to the tour section, and if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the curated barrel tasting experience. That's where you would sign up.
Okay. Will you sign someone's bottle if they get one, Tim?
You absolutely. We have the paint pens are all ready. Each of the bottles will be signed by the distillers and me if you'd like to as well.
Okay, all right. I've been with Justine at events where she's signing bottles, so it's fun to see our crew evolve into that. So yes.
I would not have this opportunity.
Justine, you've signed bottles. Justine's like, no, yes. She did a blend for us. She
did.
She signed a bunch of those. Yeah. She's denying it, but it's true.
An unkept.
That's true.
Yeah, just absolute
secret weapon.
Tremendous blender that needs to come out of her shell.
I know. She'll
I've
get an
asked
opportunity.
several times, and nobody takes me up on it.
Well, we're working on it. You got
They're
to
dumb.
come down to St. Louis. We always have a packed agenda when you come to St. Louis. Unfortunately, we can't ever get and do those type of things. So we need to work on that. So there you go. All right. On that note, we're going to wrap the show up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Joe, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
I'm on Instagram at bourbon_aficionado.
All right. Tim.
You can find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112, on YouTube at Our Flagship Whiskey, and at rushcreekdistilling.com.
KK.
You find me on Instagram at KKCaststrength.
Justine.
You can find me on Instagram at JA_Maze.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check that one out. All of our content's out there. And last but not least, the ABV Barrel Shop. You never know who's going to be there. There may be people signing bottles. There may be shows being recorded. I could be doing videos. You just never know. It's always a fun place to go. We are online, abvbarrelshop.com. Justine, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. Also, if you like what we're doing, please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you very soon. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
So long.
Bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.